Hey y'all, so I woke up from a nap to find a package on my doorstep, and I just wanted to say a huge shout out to whoever sent me Mario Strikers Battle League.
If anyone's on my property, get the off of it! Gabriel, stop yelling at that, especially like that.
This is my second ever cocktail on this page. Your sister is going to get what she deserves.
Deadly weapon finding, which means he's labeled
Before washing out the shampoo?
What's up, boys, and welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are having a great day, night, week, month, whatever, because today we're going to be doing a little recap, a little 30-day update on your favorite Rotund Rebel, NovaOnline. I haven't been doing a lot of check-ins with Nova because I like to kind of just package all these things up into a nice, neat little package. I don't think you guys need to know every single time Nova does something online unless it's super crucial. So we're just doing a little update video here today. I say little, but I think this video is going to be way too long probably, but that's okay because I know y'all are here for it. You see, Nova recently has risen from the ashes. Like a phoenix, he has taken flight only to immediately crash and burn once again. Things have not really been great for Nova over the past month, even though things were starting to look up for him. Again, Nova becomes the agent to his own demise. If you've kept up with my videos or just Nova in general, you would know that it appeared like he was taking a small break from the internet, or at least a small break from TikTok. He was doing a lot of cameos and seemed to try to be, just trying to get his life together finally.
What's going on, Andres? Hopefully I'm pronouncing your name right. It's Hey NovaOnline, and hey, I just wanted to wish you a very happy birthday. Hope you are having an amazing one so far. I also heard you're Argentinian, and I definitely would have worn my Argentina jersey if I did not misplace it. But hey, I would if I had found it. Hey, I also heard you're a fan of Shotnado, so you've got the Kraken.
Which again, I still don't understand why people were giving him money, but here we are. But eventually that vein had to dry up, so of course he's returned to his tried and true method, okay? He's gone back to TikTok. Yes, that's right. He's making a lot of TikToks really right now and doing a lot of live streaming, which we're going to talk about later as well. But it's all in an effort to try and reinvent himself in some way, which first and most notably about his new content is the shower saga, the hygiene saga, I guess as he's calling it. It's just a way for him to represent his change and his dedication to becoming a new and better person. He had a TikTok that blew up that was just him talking about how he knows he needs to make a change and how things need to get better for his hygiene and how it's really depressing how low it has become.
Alright guys, I'm gonna be 100% real with y'all. My hygiene's a total problem. Sorry if I look a little off, I just got kind of done with crying because I know how big of a problem this is. So, starting today, I'm doing daily shower videos. Like, obviously, I'm not gonna film myself while I have no clothes on in the shower. That is obviously against TikTok's TOS. And this is the start of a new me. Like, I will actually stick to this time. Hey, y'all, I just want to let you know I'll be hopping in the shower soon. I'm just too depressed to film myself in there right now, so yeah, just know, this is your shower video for the day. Just cut to me when I get out. Alright, y'all. I'm out of the shower. And I just wanted to let you know that, it really does improve your mental health. But it doesn't really take away from the fact that today has been one of the days of my life, so I may have over 200 drafts, but this is the start of a new me, y'all. So guys, before I describe my shower, I just want to apologize for the lack of shower videos recently. My mental health is the worst it's ever been lately, and I didn't want to film myself in the shower while I was in a shower mood. I'm changing today.
I also love the addition of, oh, just so you guys know, I have 200 drafts saved, so I'll be posting those as well. Because you know that he's just going to use them to fall back on when he eventually stops doing exactly what he said he was going to start doing. Like you'll see a little bit later with some of his review videos, but I guarantee he's like, oh, no, those are drafts. Those weren't, something I did recently. Those are old. When in actuality, they could have literally been filmed that day, but we have to believe that there is drafts, right? Right? Nova wouldn't do that to us. He wouldn't lie to us like that. But my big question is, Why is this content? If you want to better yourself by just taking a shower, just take the shower. You should just be able to make the change for yourself, and then your audience take note of, you know, the changes that you're making in your life, the way you're bettering yourself. But at the end of the day, I guess it's fine if he wants to make content that way, as long as, and in his words, he is not taking us into the shower with him.
Alrighty, y'all. One shower down, infinity to go, and here's some proof I was in there. Shampoo in. Shampoo out. Okay, shower done. Why is my hair always like this after every shower?
So why are we in the shower with him? Of course, as you guys could have guessed, this saga did not last very long. It's the most recent one. It didn't last very long. I think about a week or so was what it was. But the most interesting thing is that he never, in all of his videos, he states, "Hey, Team Pluth fans," if he's asking for a recommendation on gelato. "Hey, Team Pluth fans," if he's trying to figure out what new trend people are going to like. "Hey, Team Pluth fans." But when you're dragging me, grabbing me by the neck, Nova, and pulling me into the shower with you, silence, bud. There is no reason why Nova should ever have his pants off and his phone out at the same time. But the thing that a lot of people were wondering, and well, especially I was wondering, I don't know if anybody else really was, but I was definitely wondering it, was what if he just knocked all these out in one day? Like, what if he just took one shower for the month or for the week or whatever, and he's just been splicing the video up to kind of pepper in throughout his normal schedule? There was even a live stream where he apparently had just gotten out of the shower, and his mom responded and was like, "I don't think you actually took a shower. That was too short of a time to have even taken a shower. I don't think you did anything in there." So do I believe he was just knocking these all out in one day? I'll be honest. Yes, I do. I think that he did just one day of showering where he showered for like 20 minutes or something. And in that time, he, you know, shampooed his hair a little, washed the unibrow, brushed his teeth, and was like, that's good for like 5 or so TikToks. But why all of a sudden did he decide to finally take a shower? Why did he finally take all the hints from all of his TikTok comments to finally jump in the shower and clean himself up? Well, I'll tell you, ladies and gentlemen, all right, you ready to hear this, boys? NovaOnline got himself a job. That's right, NovaOnline finally was able to secure himself a paying position at none other than Popeyes, which is one of my, if not my favorite fast food restaurants, because again, I'm human garbage and I want my organs to be liquefied by the amount of grease and fat and just wonderful sensation that is American fast food, okay? And even though I really only eat there about once a year, I still don't want to run the odds of any of my food ever being touched by NovaOnline. And luckily, I will never have to experience that because Nova, within the first 5 hours of him working there, was terminated. I think that might be a new record. And the reason why he was fired was because he told his manager that he's not comfortable working with minors, which if you just hired somebody off the street, okay, it's their first day, they're up there, they're cooking chicken strips, they're buttering the biscuits, okay? They're putting the fries in the bag, all right? And they come up to you and they say, "Hey, so actually, I don't trust myself around kids. I don't trust myself around working with children. Minors. I don't trust myself working around minors." If your first step isn't to immediately fire that person, what are you doing? That is probably the biggest red flag that any manager, how he even made it past the interview process, I'm not really sure. You know that this poor woman was probably going through her documents like, did I miss something? Did I forget to check do one of the background checks? I had no idea that this guy was the Delaware diddler. Also, yes, I know he's in Idaho or whatever, but I couldn't come up with any good I puns. All right, so there you go. And I understand that he probably said this because a lot of his trolls, a lot of people that mess with him online are younger, and he probably didn't want rumors to spread that he is working with minors, or just they having more access to the internet, or I guess better reputations online, like tweeting out or talking about where he's working and what he's doing. I know that he really wants to work with like the 50-year-old who doesn't have their life together anymore, whose wife left him and he has 2 kids that he gets to see twice a year. But unfortunately, on his first day, he got paired up with a couple of high schoolers. So of course, Nova just had to ruin everything for himself. He might as well have just told them that he quit, because I don't think there's any sentence that can get you fired quicker than "I don't feel comfortable working with minors." So of course the manager made the right call in this situation. This led to a post on TikTok, which of course said, "I can't believe I lost my job," which of course the word job is censored, because to a LolCow, there's nothing more offensive than that 3-lettered word. I will say though, it's things like this that make me think that Nova is secretly double agenting it for all of us. He secretly is in on the joke, knows that he's being made a LolCow, because it makes zero sense to just censor the word job. Like, he has to know, right? He has to know at this point. And what makes this even funnier is that during a live stream where he admitted, you know, "This is why I got fired from Popeyes of all places," a place that probably sees almost as many fights as a Waffle House, mind you. Like, they'll call you baby at the speaker box, but they'll call God for you if you step through the doors. During the live stream where he said this is why he got fired, somebody said, "Hey, actually, it was my sister who got you fired."
I need a backup plan in case Mom kicks me out. If that happens, I'm going to LA. Oh, it's your sister, huh? Tell her I said piss off. I knew it was one of my trolls that got me fired. Here's what you should do. Your sister is going to get what she deserves. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just gonna let karma do his work. She's a bitch. Knew it! I f***ing knew it! Oh, I'm already f***ing pissed. Now I know who really got me fired from my f***ing job.
This tragedy has stopped lawsuits, which even the governor of the state of Texas said, "Too bad it's the law. No ifs, ands, or buts." So for years,
Someone snitched on me.
had all these cases that they were trying to pin on us, and they were working so feverishly, but they just didn't have the evidence.
As a normal adult, or just human in general, you would probably know that person's just trying to rile me up. That person's just trying to, you know, get my goat, as you would. He immediately does a 180 and says, "You know what? Yeah, it's not my fault that I got fired from Popeyes for saying that I was uncomfortable working with minors. No, it's your fault, random person I just met on the internet today whose sister may or may not have even contacted the Popeyes or knew that I was working there or worked there herself. It's your fault, random person on the internet, for me getting fired from my minimum wage job."
Someone spread terrible rumors about me and got me fired within 48 hours.
It was my mother's idea to have.
Okay, now just wait a second, Nova. Okay, so in one breath you're saying, which this guy takes a lot of breaths just to get a conversation in, but in one breath he's saying, "Oh, well, you know, somebody snitched on me," which is basically you saying, "Hey, they told my manager about something that I did," and you're acknowledging that you did that thing, because it's not really snitching if you didn't do something, right? And then in the next breath you're saying, "Oh, well, they spread awful rumors about me, just awful rumors." So are you just forgetting that the Discord existed? Are you just forgetting that minor-filled Discord existed where, you know, you were lightly grooming some people, doing some age play with some other people? Or are we just going to pretend that that never existed? Or is that the snitching you're referring to? I'm just curious, you know. The links that Nova and a lot of people online go through just to make sense of the world around them is astonishing, really. And this has to be one of the biggest crash outs that we see from Nova all month. In fact, he even goes as far in saying, like, she'll get what she deserves. He's pulling out the full walking Phoenix Joker and he's like, she'll get what she f***ing deserves.
Call the police. Get what you fucking deserve.
But luckily, boys, luckily, this was not the only live stream that he had this month. Because, of course, if you're already down, what's the harm in doubling down? If you go to the casino and lose 20 bucks on red, then you gotta put 40 down just to make your bet back. That's just normal gambler logic. That's kind of how it works on the internet, right? If something's not working, you should just keep doing that over and over again, because eventually it'll hit, right? Right? This is how you find out I lost my house to a crippling gambling addiction. I lost it all down at the Branson River Casino. But like I said, this led to a lot of other live streams over the past month, especially our tried and true method of doing things like pretending to accidentally go live, or being asleep while pretending to take a nap while live, just going to sleep while live and then checking the chat to see if people are talking about you. I'm not really sure what the goal is with that one. I will say though, it is kind of like a horror story to imagine you're just watching Nova's ceiling and you're listening to him snoring, and then all of a sudden you just see Nova's face pop up very slowly, just like. I'd shit my pants, to be completely honest. I would shit my pants immediately, which also, he also did that on a live stream as well. He just straight up shit his pants.
Although I should just call it the band hammer. My family's always used propane for grilling, but I really want to switch to charcoal.
And of course, because he had that little crash out, a lot more people started showing up to his live. A lot of people started, gifting him roses and galaxies and planets. I'm not something, I don't know, whatever the packaging thing is for TikTok, whatever the gift system is for TikTok or whatever. But Nova started to go, man, I got to keep these people entertained. I gotta think of something to, keep them glued to the screen. So of course he starts manufacturing some clip farmable moments, like when he yelled out of his door to get people off of his property, people that weren't even there, which led to his mom interrupting stream to yell at him, which actually made it like a clippable moment.
If anyone's on my property, get the fuck off of it! Gabriel, stop yelling at that, especially like that. You don't yell like that out the door at this time of night. What about our neighbors?
I have a strict no trespassing policy, you know that.
Gabriel, you still don't yell like that out the door at night.
I'm walking down the hallway. And what do you see? Double doors.
That's embarrassing.
Which I know I said this earlier as well, but I think this is the first time I've ever heard Nova's mom's voice. I don't think I ever really heard, well, at least I never heard her like a lot, like never in full sentences. I thought with how young Nova was that his mom would be a lot younger, but she sounds like an octogenarian. I don't know how else to describe it. She just sounds very old. Gabriel, I don't think you actually took a shower, Gabriel. Gabriel, you still have bed bugs in your hair, Gabriel. That's how I kind of imagine. That's how I imagine she sounds off camera. I might hear a couple words here and there while they're watching WWE in the living room, or she's shouting for him to go feed the cats from the next room. And I'll say too, that's not what I expected her to sound like. She almost kind of sounds like someone, like a teenager trying to do an impersonation of an older person. I don't know. There's just something about it does not sound right. And of course, she's yelling at him with good reason, right? Because nobody should be yelling out to their neighborhood at like 10 p.m. or whatever it is. And it is funny to have this image of Gabe's mom yelling at him, being like, "Stop it, Gabriel! You're embarrassing me!" And it's like, he has been embarrassing you for a couple years now, at least a couple years now. But also in my head, I've seen the outside of Nova's house because the outside of his house has been doxed so many times. But I've seen the outside of his house, and maybe it's just the way the pictures are framed, but it looks like he lives they live by themselves in the middle of nowhere. Like it looks like they live in Jenny's house from Forrest Gump, just out in the middle of nowhere. That's kind of the area I expect Nova to reside in. I don't see him really living in like a neighborhood, like a suburb or anything like that. But it's also during this live stream or very soon after. I don't quite remember. I'll look it up when I plug all the videos in. But we get this absolute fantastic image of Nova's wall, which I've brought this up before, but look how filthy this wall is. It's disgusting, dude. Like, I have to imagine he's just squishing and then rubbing the bed bugs and roaches that he finds around his house. He just like balls them up and pushes them against the wall in some sort of weird, macabre, like Jackson Pollock painting. Like, it's just some strange way that he's gonna ward off other insects because, like he said, he has a zero tolerance policy for trespassers. But I do think in all actuality that this is blood. The reason why I think it's blood is because apparently Nova has some sort of issue with like nosebleeds. I don't know if he just has dry sinuses or if he's just digging up there way too hard. But we've seen this in a couple other videos where he has like dark spots around his cheeks. And I think it was on Twitter or one of my YouTube comments. I don't quite remember. But after somebody said it, it makes so much sense that he just gets nosebleeds and then just wipes the blood onto his cheek and then just leaves it there. He's like, now is the perfect time for me to go live. Let me just go live and then I'll pretend to be snoring on stream. Chat will never see this coming. I'm kind of losing the impression there, not gonna lie. I have to reset it. Every time I try to do Nova's voice, I have to reset it with a, can I get a French onion soup, please? And then I can, for some reason, go into his voice. Don't worry, chat. Now I'm gonna pretend like I'm snoring with blood all over my face. There we go. That's how we got it. That's the take right there. But it wouldn't surprise me at all if this is the way that he treats his own face. He smears his own face with blood, right? Why would he not just do it to his wall as well? Why get a napkin when you have a freshly 20 years ago, freshly painted wall that you can just smear it on? I know I went on a small rant about the wall, but that is not the best that we've seen of Mama Nova, all right? Of MovaOnline. I don't know if someone has already given her a nickname, but I'm claiming that one. Because on another live stream, he's geared up, he's putting his paracords together, he's trying to sell those little wristbands all over the internet, while his mom is yelling at the dogs in the background who just won't stop barking because I doubt Nova's ever made an attempt to train them in any way.
You should just give out my number, Gabriel.
No!
I just got a text saying it.
Well, they're bullshitting.
He definitely had a lot of pressure, but at the end of the day, my grandfather only...
I'm tired of these bloody texts from everybody. Over you.
It's not my fault.
Well, it sure as hell some got posted.
My father both left their lives believing was in my lifetime.
Supposedly you're live right now.
Cause I am making baking paracord.
You sure how the hell he said call my grandma.
That you demonstrated by
You better not call grandma.
eyewitness testimony, documentation provided.
Then next up, we've got the seafoam green-esque paracord.
Also, he has this other TikTok video where he's showing off his new paracords, and I don't want to make the easy joke, but I will let you guys have the easy joke down in the comments with what sticky substance is all over Nova's table. But she says something very interesting, which this is something that I don't know if I missed it earlier or if this is new, but apparently a lot of people have Mama Nova's phone number, okay? Because people are texting her about all the stuff that Nova is doing while he's on live stream. But I had never thought about that his mom is probably getting text nonstop. I know she was getting emailed or like phone calls to the house, but I didn't know that she was getting texts on her phone about it. And then Nova drops something that I think we've all been waiting to hear, is that he thinks that his mom is going to kick him out, which I honestly highly doubt. I don't think his mom is ever going to kick him out. I think it's going to be like a Cyrax or a Chris Chan situation where they just permanently live with their moms until the court pulls them apart.
I need a backup plan in case mom kicks me out. If that happens, I'm going to LA.
But he says that if he does ever get kicked out, he's just going to move to LA, which he might die. I'm not even going to lie. He would, if he moved to LA, even if saved up a bunch of money, he would be homeless within a week. Honestly, when I think of NovaOnline living in LA, I think of when I had first moved to LA. I lived in LA for a few years, and I had first moved there, And there was a guy that I used to see outside of one of my friend's apartment buildings all the time. And honestly, he kind of looks like Nova is going to look in 30 years. But of course, he had a little cardboard sign that was like, anything helps. So one day I decided, hey, I'm going to get this guy a nice Jimmy John's sandwich, okay? So I go in, I get the guy a sandwich, I go outside, I give him the food. It's the first time I see his face at this moment, okay? And he has the words tattooed on his forehead, "Fuck you." And I just imagine he crawls up in his tent every night and he goes, "Why can't I get a job? Why can I not find work in this world?" And in that way, he reminds me a lot of Nova. You know, he really just set up his own demise there. And that's how I imagine Nova would be in LA and how he just is now as a person. And that's honestly how Nova would be if he moved anywhere in the country just outside of his mom's house. He is the agent of his own demise, and I don't think he's ever going to grow out of that. But of course, to aid with some of this depression that he's been going through, you know, he's trying to hit that hygiene arc and he's trying to better himself. He's trying to move out of his mom's house eventually. His audience has been so kind that they have started sending him games in the mail for him to play on stream, which I'm not sure why someone would just randomly send Nova a game. I mean, I've had people buy me games before. You know, a friend sends you a game because they're like, hey, I really want to play this. Or even someone in stream is like, hey, this game was like $5 or $6. I think it'd be really cool to see you play this on stream. But to send somebody a $60 game, I assume it's $60. It's like a brand new Nintendo game. It's like Sonic Rumble or something like that. Okay, it wasn't Sonic Rumble. Apparently Sonic Rumble is free. It was Mario Strikers Ramp. I just watched the video and I can't even remember what it was. It's a Mario Strikers game, okay? It's still $60, all right? It's a new one that came out. Battle League. It's Mario Strikers Battle League. It's Mario Strikers Battle League. Jesus Christ.
New series. Oh, whoa, what's this? Okay, cringy ass start out of the way. You may have realized from a few videos ago that somebody sent me Mario Strikers Battle League in the mail. So, I'm going to be starting a new series that whenever someone sends me a new game off my Amazon wishlist, I'm going to review it. So, I'm going to play Mario Strikers Battle League for about an hour. As you see right now, it is downloading on my Switch 2. And we are going to try it out, and I'll give my opinion on if it's worth buying or not. So, see you in 30 minutes.
Anyway, that was my way of transitioning over to the next thing that we're going to talk about, which is Nova's new content, because of course, gaming is part of this content, but we're not really going to talk about the gaming because it's just not good. But you know, the shower saga is at this point old news, okay? It lasted about a week. We got 4 solid videos out of it, all right? It's time to go back to what Nova knows works best, which is food and drink reviews. And there's nothing I'm looking forward to more than Nova's cocktail review series. I mean, I honestly could see him reviewing such exotic delicacies like a Jack and Coke, or maybe even a Sprite and vodka, a cranberry vodka even. Don't want to get too adventurous now. And he's talked about doing this before. He did a mocktail series, and then he talked about, you know, okay, well, we won't do the mocktails. You know, once I turn 21, we'll start doing a cocktail series.
This is my second ever cocktail on this page. So, yeah, I'm limiting this to 18 and up. So, the first thing you're going to do is get a shot of 99 apples. Let's take a sip. I've never had this before. Ooh, that's really good. So take a shot of 99 apples and pour it right into your cup. Then you want to take some of the best Sprite in the game, Sprite Chill, and just add it right into the 99 bananas. Not the whole can, maybe about like half the can. And then you're going to want to get some of the Red Edition Red Bull. I would have used 99 watermelon, but my local liquor store was out, so I had to settle for 99 apples. Once again, about half the can of Red Bull. Alright, I started off camera. Let's try this out. Diboja, y'all. Oh, wow. That apple actually shines through, but you cannot taste the burn of the vodka at all. This is a great cocktail.
World of T-shirt art coming in nicely. And of course, before this, he had his Arizona Tea series, which was like 3 or 4 videos. I don't even know if it, honestly, I don't even know if it made it to 4 videos. And now he has his Gatorade series, which I don't mean to, you know, make content for him, but what about a Gatorade cocktail series? Ooh, he can get hydrated and trashed all at the same time. Which I'm going to say this now. I'll put my flag deep in the dirt. You can battle me in the comments if you want. But the best Gatorade flavor out there is Arctic Blitz. Okay, Arctic Blitz is the #1. If I see that in a gas station, I don't care what I went in there for originally. I'm getting an Arctic Blitz. Okay, Glacier Freeze, great. Arctic Blitz, that's the one to go for. But really what I can see happening right now is, you know, he's going to be drinking these Gatorades and he's going to go, I'm so healthy for drinking all of these Gatorades. I can afford to drink a few cocktails. And he's just going to start gaining the weight back that he's lost. Apparently he's lost like 15 pounds. He's gone from 270 to 255, which I will say, you know, good on you, man. Okay, good on you. The worst thing you can do right now is a food and drink review series where we know that you're just going to give everything a 10 out of 10 and eat it off camera. And probably the worst place to start is with his pizza review that he did recently, which I'm going to say this now. I'm going to put my little detective cap on again. And I don't know why my brain always goes here, but for some reason, this really comes across as like fetish content to me, because the whole time he's eating this pizza that he's just put everything garlic on, like it's got garlic bread and it's got raw garlic on it. And it's made with a garlic sauce. Like he's putting all this garlic on it, and the whole time he's just like, it's gonna make my breath so stinky.
I got the most garlicky pizza that I could get at Mod Pizza because I love garlic. But before we try that, let's try this Boylan's cream soda. I have never had this before, so let's give it a shot. It's a twist off top, so got it off. Let's try it out. It kind of tastes like vanilla ice cream, but in soda form. It's really good. Alright, now let's try the garlicky pizza. I got garlic rub, garlic pesto, chopped garlic, roasted garlic. Pretty much anything that had garlic in the name at Mod, I got it. So, let's grab a slice here, small slice preferably. Alright, let's try this out. My breath is gonna smell so bad later, but it's gonna be so worth it. That pizza is blissfully full of garlic.
It just comes across as... It comes across extremely... Okay? It comes across as like, hey, someone paid me $200 to make this video and put it online. I'm not gonna say why, but it's definitely to pull their pud to, dude. This guy isn't a James Bola, all right, but he's definitely... He's getting into that realm, and he's talked about making an OnlyFans before. He said if it wasn't for the verification, that he couldn't, I guess, get the verification for OnlyFans, there would be a Nova OnlyFans right now. But stuff like that always kind of raises the fetish alarm in my brain, because it seems like someone made him make this video, or maybe paid him to make this video, or maybe even just bought him the pizza to make the video with, and they were like, yeah, it's gonna blow up, Nova. Talk about how stinky your breath is. Please talk about how stinky your breath is. And that might turn a lot of you off, but there's at least one weird person out there that their whole screen is covered right now, dude. Which again, based off him dangling the carrot, no pun intended, about making an OnlyFans, I don't think that's too far off, you know? All I know is that February is coming up, Nova, and most of us have not forgotten about the deal you made earlier this year. For those of you who may have forgot, he said that by February of 2026, we were going to see a better version, a more fit version of Nova. Not that I'm saying that fit is better than fat. Just got to cover my bases here. But it feels like Nova's kind of moving in the opposite direction of that right now. And honestly, based off some of the feedback I saw in that original video I showed you at the very beginning of this video, a lot of people are feeling very supportive of Nova. They want him to make this change. They want him to be a better person. They want him to stop talking to kids online. We've wanted that for a long time now. But as someone who has seen a lot of Nova over the past couple years, I doubt he's really going to change that much. But if he does, I'll eat crow. All right. If he actually improves himself quite a bit and you know, shame on me then. But to me, he's a creature of habit. He just wants to be comfortable. And I think that this change is going to be too hard and just too much for him. So to be honest, I just don't think he's going to do it. But that basically wraps up this 30-day update on NovaOnline. He's ramping up the live streams again. He's making more content on TikTok. He's been laying off the cameos, and by the way, he also said that he has a girlfriend, but we'll talk about that in another video because it's not real. But guys, thank you so much for joining me here today. If you guys liked the video, make sure to like and, of course, comment down below. Give me your favorite Gatorade flavor and also let me know what you think is going to happen to Nova. Will he make his little weight loss journey happen or not? And, of course, if you just want to catch a casual live stream, make sure to check me out at twitch.tv/Medusa Sometimes I stream on YouTube, but it's more of a rarity on here. And if you guys made it to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. It means a lot to me, and it really does help the channel just to watch the video all the way through. And I know this is probably my longest video that I've ever made. I can say it's probably definitely my longest video that I've ever made on this channel. A Herculean feat, if you will. And until next time, boys, thank you again so much. I will catch you in the next video. All right. Thanks again. Okay. Bye. Like, he'll just get like a massive nosebleed, like a fucking anime character, and he just wipes it, put it on his cheek, and he's like, no problem, princess. On to what we were talking about now on my live stream. I don't know why I don't know why.